figure of Rosa Parks became a very important symbol for activists, and as a result, she became frowned upon by white segregationist circles opposed to black protest. In 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, the seamstress Rosa Parks refused to give her seat on the bus to a white man and was arrested for this. She had been ordered by the driver, in fact, to get up and sit at the back of the bus, because a city law obligated black people, once the available common seats were exhausted, to leave their seat to a white man. Faced with Rosa's refusal, the driver then called the authorities and had her arrested for improper conduct. You don't have to be afraid. With this sentence, she wants to reiterate the action she did because it was right, inviting all those who are unsure to act for what is right. She died of natural causes in Detroit on October 24 in 2005.
Ryan Mendoza is an American artist who enters the Royal Palace of Naples to present the Almost Home, the Rosa Parks Out project, which flourishes the exhibition of the House of American Activity Rosa Parks, the woman who, with a gesture of refusal in 1950 started the boycott of means of transport in the city of Montgomery. The project is called Almost Home because the artist would like one day to return to the Parks house in the original place, Montgomery. The artist offers an insight into his artistic activity and tells the story of the Rosa Parks house. He keeps alive the memory of Rosa Parks and of Afro-American history that is now being questioned by the return of Black Lives Matter, appears increasingly and contradictory due to the wounds of a colonial past that are still open. Greg Johnson collaborated with Carlo Fermariello from Naples, wants to play an 8 minutes and 46 seconds song. There is a tribute to George Floyd, which will be reproduced inside the house once a day for the entire period of the exhibition.
The Long Walk Home is a 1919 American historical drama film set in Alabama. This film tells the stories of two women and their families at a critical turning point in American history. One of the women, Odessa, is a black maid in an affluent neighborhood. The other woman, Miriam, is white and is the wife of a successful businessman. One day in Montgomery, a black woman named Rosa Parks, who had worked hard and was tired, refused to stand up in the back of the segregated bus when there was an empty seat in the front. Her action, born out of a long awareness with the countless injustices of discrimination, inspired the Montgomery bus boycott, which was led by a young local preacher named Martin Luther King Jr., and which grew into the civil rights movement. The relationship between Odessa and Miriam changed dramatically when Odessa decides to participate in Montgomery bus boycott against inequality between blacks and whites.
The only weapon that we have in our hands this evening is the weapon of protest. And we are not wrong. We are not wrong in what we are doing. If we are wrong, the Supreme Court of this nation is wrong. If we are wrong, the Constitution of the United States is wrong. If we are wrong, God Almighty is wrong. And we are determined here in Montgomery to work and fight.
Paul McCartney wrote this song as a reaction to the racial tension that erupted in the US in spring of 1968. The song was written for Rosa Parks, the Blackbird, who on December 1st, 1955, got on a bus and sat in the part reserved for whites, then refused to move to the back of the vehicle, part reserved for the black people. During the concert, images of Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and the clashes with the police during the demonstration of the movement were projected behind the band.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.